And welcome back to the Market Wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and I give you my opinion. We are going to do a long-term study of H-bar Hedera hash graph today, and this should be very useful for you going into the future if you are a fan of Hedera hash graph, as I am. And so I want to show you the long-term case. We are looking at the monthly chart, and the first thing I want to point out is that we generally have a trend line up. This is very common back here to see. Let me bring out. This is very common to see when a crypto gets its start, to see the price just plummet that way. That's not uncommon. Sometimes you'll even see immediately a huge spike up. But as you can see, Hedera hash graph has generally followed the market as the market has moved. But the long-term case for Hedera is not terrible. As you can see, we no longer have the 20-day moving average. Of course, you've got to understand H-graph is getting its legs underneath it. The important thing to look at here, if you're a fan of Hedera, is wow, yeah, on the monthly, we are underneath the 20-day. This could be a buying opportunity for me since I like it, especially since we seem to be generally on an uptrend. I may not be able to buy at some of these levels again. So what are the best levels to potentially buy at right now as we are under the 20-day? That's something to take into consideration. I'm not going to tell you where to buy. I'm not going to tell you where to sell. But I can tell you generally, I've been myself accumulating at the 4 and 5 cent range. I wish I'd been paying attention when it had been in the 3 cent range recently. But if we take a look here, I believe we're going to be coming back to those levels. Do understand that on the MACD, momentum to the downside is generally, since we've been on this big bear flag here, that's generally starting to fade out. That doesn't mean we can't have a further move to the downside. In fact, it really looks like Hedera wants to come back down, and kind of on some time frames you'll see it on the lower time frames. I'll show you. This looks like maybe an M-topping reversal here, and we're going to go back down to kind of our base level of support. So looking for that buying opportunity at around the 4 cent level, the decimal 0.44 level, somewhere in there. Perhaps, depending on how quickly this could come down. If it does, you could get a little sooner. But I don't know that we're going to see us actually fall below the 3 cent and some change level again. So basically the 0.0355. I'll be surprised if we fall there. I really don't see us breaking this trend, this general trend up, even though everything seemingly looks horrible for Hedera right now. This is the buying opportunity. If you believe that we have, if you believe in the technology, if you believe in what Hedera does, that's the thing about cryptocurrency. You have to find the one bag that you want to hold long term, despite all of the insanity that's out there, the accusations by the SEC with some of these currencies, just the way the world is moving in general. And a lot of people hate Hedera because it's patented. I don't. That's actually one of the reasons I like Hedera, because it is a patented technology. That doesn't mean that I'm against DeFi or anything like that. I think that many of these currencies will find their place, and I'm certainly a fan of the other banking coins like XLM, very freeing currency. So, everybody has their absolute favorite, and I would say that Hashgraph and XRP are two of mine. So, and you can't really pass up the buying opportunity on HBAR right now. It's just these levels are incredible, and we are generally on an uptrend. Now, some of your other levels that you're going to want to watch, just in case we don't head all the way back down to that trend line, you're going to want to watch the 0.057. You're going to want to watch the 0.0568. You're going to want to watch the potentially that 0.0510. So those are some of the other levels that you want to be paying attention to. I'm really hoping myself to get some more HBAR at 0.044. I think that would be wonderful, because I do believe we're going to put in another bounce here. Now, I'll give you some warnings a little bit later about some things that I might see coming down the road. This could be a big W reversal building where we might see Hedera head back to 14 cents or even all the way up to that wick at about 15 cents and some change, maybe about 15.539. So that would definitely get us back above that 20-day moving average. To get above that 20-day moving average right now, that means getting above our highest wick at about 9 cents, so 0.0995. One thing I do want to show you on this monthly while we're still here before we move into some of these other time frames is just the volume. We can't really ignore the lack of volume. And this is kind of one of those warnings, okay? This currency, Hedera should have been discovered by now, right? But what you have to remember is that the market movers, the whales, they're really the ones that move the market substantially. And so you're going to see them, I believe, filter back into Hedera once some of these other currencies start to go. I don't see how Bitcoin can continue on the path that it's on. It's not really a sustainable currency, and I don't mean that in an environmental sense. I mean that in a use case sense. And Hedera Hashgraph just has so many use cases, and I'll do a separate video on that. Right now, I just want to break down all of this for you. So let's take a look now at the 1 week. And, we're below the 20-day moving average on the weekly, and now you can begin to see that M-topping reversal I'm talking about on the weekly. So, yeah, looks like potential M-topping reversal. We're below the 20-day. So I'd expect us to come down some of these lower levels on the weekly. You can generally see volume has been falling off. A lot of flagging here on this big bear flag we've been on. It's definitely had a bounce back. It could be a W, but we'll have to wait and see. Below the 20-day doesn't look good, but it looks good to me because I want to buy more HBAR, right? Let's see. Let's take a look at the 2-hour time frame. You can see we've had a lot of exiting volume, and we're below the 20-day moving average on this 2-hour time frame as well. We are moving ever closer to a No, we do. We do have a full bearish divergence on the 2-hour. Let me check the 4-hour and see. Yeah, full bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Let's check the daily. Okay, on the daily, we are working on finishing up a full bear cross here, full bearish divergence to the downside. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing a lot more downside to this. We've actually broken that decimal 056 level, and you know, we may get a bounce at decimal 0542, but as long as we're under the 20-day and we're not, it doesn't look like we're really trying to put in any reversal pattern on these lower time frames right now. You might wait to make your buy until we get down to one of these order blocks between the decimal 044 or the dot 05150. That might be an order block to buy in, and then we have to wait and see. We might get all the way down to that lower order block there, maybe on an average of about, wow, that would be incredible if we could do that and get down to decimal 038. Wow. That would be a great position to buy as well. So if I still saw us under this 20-day, once we come down to all that larger order block right through here in between those two levels, if we're still under that 20-day, I'd wait and let that come down some more on the daily potentially. But you want to be looking for those reversals on your lower time frames. So look, Hedera has a great use case scenario. I think we can generally see that we are on that uptrend overall, and I really don't see this breaking anytime soon. Of course, it could happen. A couple of things to know about this. If the dollar continues to fall in the long term, that's going to be a good thing for crypto, but we're at kind of a crossroads. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by a crossroads? Well, what you have to understand is that cryptocurrency is linked up very heavily to the tech sector, and it may not be the tech sector's turn to have a rotation into what we saw in the last financial crisis, where we saw these kind of massive levels up here. So keep that in mind. You may overall get a bounce perhaps as things go south for the dollar. I could see us potentially coming up to roughly, maybe the 25-cent level, somewhere in there. I think completing that larger cup is a possibility. And then we would have to play the wait and see game from there. But do keep in mind that, you know, there are other variables that do affect the markets. And so you have to be very cautious. So, hey, keep coming back to the Market Wolf. We're occasionally going to do these H-bar updates, and we will see you next time.